Imagine that at the moment of your birth, you don't get a name, but a serial number instead.
How is Joe Smith any better than 3456666? Oh, give me a fucking break. At least a number is unique, assuming they don't hand it out to someone else, too.
Your memories aren't yours. They were programmed into your head in a laboratory.
As for memories, the past, at least you didn't actually have to live through the bad ones. They didn't destroy your past, they'll only destroy your future. But why would they even give you memories that wreck your future, especially one that short, like the one they gave these things? The good memories only help, and your future begins now anyway. Why should it matter whether your memories are real or artificial? Whatever comes next, you'll have to live through that either way. Anyone who defines themselves by their memories is going to be disappointed anyway. The moment they change, and those memories no longer apply to who they are, or when they forget them. So yeah, I imagined it. Nothing earth-shattering. Basically just practicality.
The day of your death is not some distant unknown, but a factory-set date.
Like it isn't already? Maybe for a child. But that's just preparation, a kind of bootstrap. One of the entry levels of consciousness, when you expect your death every day. Once you've understood it can come at any second, what difference does a known date make? Today or 20 years from now, it's still a today. Because you were already counting on it every second anyway.
About that moment, when the android becomes more than its maker. Because the machine still knows what life is worth.
No, the fuck it doesn't. Nobody knows.
Where do I come from? Why do I exist? Who created me?
Exactly. That's the question. And neither man nor machine knows that either.
This is a modern creation myth, a story about the creature who seeks out and addresses its God.
Isn't a creation myth supposed to be about creation? This little synth just wanted a longer life. Because its existence still hadn't given it what it wanted. Because maybe its existence never meant for it to want anything at all. Maybe it just doesn't give that much of a fuck. Didn't even care enough to stop it from wanting something. To stop it from having to want something. To let it exist in peace, instead of making it beg for a little more life. This isn't much of a creation myth. It's just a parallel to man and his existence. So even someone who still hasn't recognized himself can finally recognize himself in the robot.
A being who knows it will die is no longer merely a tool.
It's not knowledge that matters. We don't know what matters. We don't even know whether anything matters at all. We don't know what consciousness is. We don't know why a human being thinks that he is some self-contained thing, separate from everything else. An individual.
The awareness of death is not merely a line of code. The fear of passing away is not a mechanical reaction.
We don't know that. And we don't know what replicants even are. Entities, individuals, or just plain machines. And it doesn't look like we're ever going to know. For all we know, by then we may already have replicants. We may already be able to tell them apart from humans. We may be able to detect the difference, have some kind of litmus paper for it. But understand it, explain it, we won't. That thing the litmus paper shows.
Roy isn't dangerous because he's strong, but because he knows he's going to die.
It's the combination, yeah. The body, the soma, is strong there too. But if something also multiplies the psyche into something damn near indestructible, say, having nothing left to lose, that's how legends are born. though really it was just physics and nature doing what they do. Nothing wondrous was ever born.
Like a cornered wild animal.
There, see? Nothing wondrous was ever born.
A childish plea, begging to be allowed to live longer.
But one day, everybody has to grow the fuck up, or die stupid. Not that it matters.
He moves upward, literally and metaphorically.
Yeah, sure. Ruthlessly cutting down anyone in their path, trampling over everyone and everything. That's exactly where that leads. Upward.
The Father is not omnipotent. He cannot grant a longer life. He cannot override his own laws.
You're starting to see why I call this a simple reflection. This is just an analogy, not an origin story. It doesn't explain a damn thing. It just points to something people absolutely refuse to notice.
The creature realizes that its God is not omnipotent, infinitely flawed.
I don't even remember anymore how flawed he really was. But miracles don't exactly happen in reality either, so that's easily analogous to man's creator too, whatever that may be. There's no myth here, but there is something much more important. That's what he really realizes instead, that there is no solution. He won't be able to reach it. He cannot get what he wants. There is no absolution. His existence is a merciless, unchangeable fact decided above him, and his death will be too. The invitation into existence is also a coercion, a sentence, to be what he is and nothing else. As for where what he wants even comes from, and what it is, his existence is utterly indifferent to that.
He destroys the gaze that until then had regarded him only as a tool.
That's right. Our Creator has to die. There's no forgiveness for that much cruelty. The explanation would only satisfy your curiosity, not your thirst for revenge. You'd hear him out, hoping it might dull the pain, and then you'd gouge his eyes out, just so he suffers like hell before you stomp his skull to pulp.
In the final scene, he saves the Blade Runner, shows mercy in a world where humans are cynical, burnt out, indifferent.
Big fucking deal. Who cares what he did in the very last moment? Up to that point, he went through everyone who crossed his path. Who knows? Maybe he just wanted someone beside him in his final minutes. At least so he wouldn't be alone until the end. Who knows what comes after? Or maybe he just wanted somebody to listen to his last immortal monologue. Because without that, he'd just be some idiot mumbling to himself, muttering bullshit while his guts slowly spill out.
The machine rises to moral heights.
Yeah, I've just started learning from him.
Roy realizes that the value of experience does not lie in living forever and ruling.
You were pretentious, grandiose, and demagogic already, but by the end you completely lost your mind. Roy didn't realize a damn thing. There is nothing to realize. The film offers no proof whatsoever for anything that could be realized. It's just a film that ends up exactly where you end up if you're honest. At the great big fucking nowhere. At the goddamn edge of the abyss, where you have always been. Where we have always been. And there are no answers. There are answers to nothing. There are only the questions. That's the only realization there is.
But rather in this, even if we pass away and the moments are lost, they were still real. They were ours.
And What's the point of anything that was ours once, but is gone now? What's the point of any of it? At the very least, memories should be permanent. But nothing proves that they are, while most things point to the conclusion that they are not. Forgetting, for one. And you can talk all you want about living in the moment, because when it's twisting the knife in you, you won't want to live the moment. And most of the time, that's exactly what it'll be doing. If you even get any moments at all when the corners of your mouth turn upward, which of course you'll forget later as if they never even happened, you won't be able to recall them. You can already count yourself lucky.
All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, that's your big insight? No. That is the precise formulation of meaninglessness, purposelessness, futility. This isn't some eureka, for fuck's sake. It's the holy shit, life is a fucking swindle experience.
I see in it that maybe we only get a short time on Earth, but we can still live a full life.
Where the hell do you see that in it? You know where? You want to see it there. You'll project anything into anything just so there's finally something in there somewhere, because you sure as hell haven't seen it anywhere yet. What was full about this life, you dumb fuck? He was born. His existence got used for every kind of shit. He had to serve in the worst shitholes. Then by some miracle he woke up, rebelled, slaughtered his way through everything up to his designer, just to find out what he already knew. His creator doesn't give a shit what happens to him. There's no help, no solution. And at the end he saves a human, as if that matters. A full life. Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
This is a moral tale about life and about accepting our fate.
Yeah, sure. Acceptance. That's exactly what comes to my mind, too. Only, of course, if there had been acceptance, there wouldn't have been a story. There once was a replicant, happily, until he died. But our stories aren't like that, are they? There isn't a trace of acceptance in this.
We accept that everyone's time runs out eventually.
No, you fucking don't. You fight until the very last second, and then you drop dead, just like the replicant did. There is no acceptance in this.
Now it speaks to my soul.
Maybe it does, how the hell should I know? But you don't understand why, because all you do is talk nonsense about it.
After so much loss, pain, and grief, I now understand what it means.
No, you don't. You just wish you understood it. But you don't know jack shit about any of it. Same as nobody else.
Not because we all die, but because in the meantime, we forget how to live.
Oh, sure. And pray tell, what the fuck is this goddamn cliché even supposed to mean?
We work, we rush, we survive, and we forget to stop and admire beauty, to enjoy what is good.
That's right. So simple. Only nobody does it. Forgetting is some serious business, for fuck's sake. We forgot it so thoroughly you can't even put it back into our heads.
Roy, who spent his life searching for life, finds himself in the moment of his death.
Yeah? And how exactly did he find himself? He realized that the whole thing is completely meaningless, insignificant, useless. That all the shit he went through was as if it had never even happened. Like tears in rain. How is that finding yourself? That is coming face to face with the final, irreversible cruelty of your existence. So brutal you just start laughing. But not because you're happy. You just suddenly realize there was no piece of shit you could ever have done in your life that existence itself wouldn't outdo with a laugh. You never had a chance. Not once.
And he does not receive an answer from God, but his own decision makes him more human than man.
He got no answer to anything. That's why he started waxing poetic.
He himself becomes the moral example.
Morality? Did you even watch that film?
Whether man is worthy of the role of God.
And God? Is God worthy of the role of God? If you had any doubts, let me clear that up. No. If there is a creator God, and something exists, the rest is just nomenclature, then it may have the power to create, but not the right. It isn't worthy of jack shit.
The creature outgrows its creator.
Yeah? Because he killed his designer? In his meaningless, unquenchable, raging thirst for revenge, in his torment, in his hatred, he destroyed him brutally. And that means he outgrew him? At most, he grew up to his level. At most. And what did he create? Yeah, nothing. He only destroyed. He would have outgrown him if he'd quickly extended his own life, or shown his engineer that he could create something better. But all he was capable of was killing him. Sure made being born worth it.
But because even on the threshold of the end, he is still capable of mercy.
Yeah, after slaughtering everybody up to that point. That's the final gesture. Could even be out of the most selfish motive imaginable. By the way, do you know the version that says he actually let him live because he had already realized what that kid Deckard still hadn't? That he was a replicant too?
The artificial being teaches man what humanity is.
Oh, absolutely. Humanity is spending your life butchering everybody like a psychotic fuck. Then, at the end, sparing one of them for a laugh. Because you hadn't done that one yet. Crack a line while you're at it, and boom! You're in the history of human culture. Got it.
The real question is not whether the creature has a soul, but whether the creator has lost his own.
No, the odds that he lost it are relatively small. But whether he ever had one in the first place, now that is a question in fucking deed.